Winter in Sydney is generally really slow for reptile activity, and I've made a video herping winter in Sydney in the past. To make this one a bit different, I decided to head out to Western Sydney to flip a bunch of rubbish in this old junkyard to see if I could find any snakes hiding underneath the rubbish.
I'm feeling good about this board. It's just giving me some good vibes.
Came through this slab before. You can see there's bits of a brown snake's shed skin. There's some belly scales and stuff there. There's some more right here. But when we looked underneath, we could see, like, you can see there's plenty of shed under there. I bet you the snake's underneath, but this concrete is too heavy to lift. For me, at least. Goodbye.
Oh, brown snake. Really? Yep. Little, oh my God, it's nice.
Did he move or he just...
No, not at all. He's just sitting there.
Have a go at that. First snake of the day, stone cold little eastern brown. You don't often flip eastern browns or many snakes under rubbish in winter, but this random bit of tarp out in this junk in Western Sydney's produced the goods, and that is such a nice one. Like, it's got the strongest black bands and like such a thick black nape. But then, like, if you look at the tail, it's like the bands fade off. This is a sick looking snake. All right, so this little eastern brown was starting to wake up, but he's sort of calmed down a bit now. Beautiful snake. I'm stoked that we got an eastern brown today because we came all the way out here to look for these, and it was sort of risky because looking for any snakes under artificial cover in winter is quite risky, but yeah, generally they sort of go down holes and stuff. A lot of this cover just doesn't hold heat well in winter, so a lot of snakes don't really use it, but this cracking little texture is underneath, and it is sick. Like, I don't know, generally around Sydney they're usually banded like this as juveniles. I'd be curious to see how this one turns out as an adult as well. I wonder if it retains some of those thick bands, but heaps good snake. You can hear some diggers going in the background. We're right on the edge of the industrial area, but typical eastern brown, loving that urban setting. Look at that little posturing from him and that little hood. What a snake. A few days later, I went out and checked out some caves that are meant to be really, really good for brown tree snakes, and I was waiting all winter to go check out these caves.
Look at that view.
This is the start of the habitat we're looking for today. These nice honeycomb formations. This one's on the wrong aspect for brown trees, but once we get onto the other side of this hill, we should be getting into some good habitat, hopefully onto some brown tree snakes. Hell yeah.
Down there's where we want to be. This is where last time we had to turn back earlier, but the caves keep going. So that's what I'm most excited for today, is checking out these new caves, because apparently the habitat gets better further down. So there we go.
Nice little view inside this really, 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 really good looking cave. Surprisingly no brown trees in it. Last year when I was here, there was a brown tree snake in like that crevice over there or something. Right on the edge, of course, but yeah, still got a few to go.
Holy damn, and this looks like the cave to end all caves. Holy. Ooh. Goodness gracious. This looks sick.
Have a look at this cave. This is like completely different coloured sandstone to what I've ever seen or what I've ever looked for boigas in before. Looks mad.
This looks sick. This is probably the last cave on this little escarpment line. Spiderwebs. Whoa! Oh my God, that's a million wasps. I don't know how I feel about that. What the hell? I've never seen so many wasps' nests in my life.
This is crazy. Look at all these wasps' nests. They almost look like scales when I look far down the thing. All right, looks like we've been defeated today. We've been going for a few hours, checking some sick caves. There's not really any behind me, but like some of the best caves for boigers. And surprisingly, there was none. It is what it is. I still found a few boigers at 2 different spots recently. So I'll throw in the clips of those because we didn't get any boigers today. All right, we're on. First trial of the GoPro. Cool. All right, let's get moving. This is the first good cave. Yeah. It's a banging cave, actually. Jeez. Hey. Comment. Dad just said something about a common tree snake. This is a good cave. I don't know why I've never seen one in here. Oh, look at that. That's why I've never seen one in here. Look at these. Either fox or cat footprints. Found a green tree snake. Sick. Oh, look at this. Dad's just spotted a juvenile common tree snake. Dendrolaphus punctulatus. You can see he's got the dew on him as well. He must be freezing cold. I'm cold. It's not warm today at all, but yeah, this probably a yearling common tree snake is out enjoying the morning sun. Nice green turquoise-ish coloration. Let's come from a different angle. Oh, that's no better. But yeah, that's sick to see. You often see juvenile common tree snakes basking on the edges of these rocks over winter. They're small snakes. It doesn't take much for them to warm up, so it's easy for them to just quickly come out, get a little bit of sun, and then just retreat back under their little rock. What a little man. We're going to leave him to it. That's sick. Found him in here. Oh, boiger ball. No way. That's a big ball as well. Holy hell. Have a squeeze at that. That is a big ball of brown tree snakes. I don't know how many are in there. There could be 5 or 6 in there. That's a deep crevice. Wow. That is sick. Something that I'm super interested to know about with these snakes is whether this aggregation is related to breeding or whether it's related to like brumation and maintaining a nice thermal temperature, because I've got my brown tree snakes at home paired up. I've got 3 of them in a tank and they're all squeezed tightly into a ball like this as well. I don't know if that's breeding or if they're brumating. Maybe a female's release pheromones to draw in all the males or what. I don't know how they all know to come back to this crevice. It's insane. But maybe this is just like the best crevice. It's quite warm in the sun here and this is a nice east facing crevice. So yeah, I'm not sure on the reasoning, but that is so sick. Later that week, we had over 100 mils of rain hit Sydney. And following that rain, the weather was perfect for northern heath frogs, which is a species I was really keen to see. So we decided to head out for the night and try and see if we could turn up any northern heath frogs around one of these permanent ponds. You can hear him calling. There's some calling right here. See how long it takes for us to find one. In this clip, the audio was horrible, so I'm just going to voice over it. But we walked around for a little while before we found these 2 amplexing northern heath frogs just on the edge of this pond. And it was awesome. I've never seen northern heath frogs in amplexus before. And I've actually never photographed northern heath frogs either. So I was stoked to find this amplexing pair on the edge of the pond. We heard several others calling and we could see their eye shines from different parts of the pond. But it was really difficult to get close to any of the others. So I was pretty content with this amplexing pair. And interestingly, they're called curry frogs because as a defense mechanism, they excrete this odor and it smells exactly like curry. And there's 2 heath frog species. There's the northern and the southern, which again used to be one species back in the day. But yeah, this was a sick night. I was stoked to find these heath frogs. And then the following morning, we went out and tried to flip some more rubbish to try and find some more snakes out in Western Sydney. All right, so it's the next morning after the heath frog. Got me GoPro. Gonna get out and get some flip clips today. We're out in West Sydney.
looking for red nape snake, whip snake, and maybe eastern browns again if we're lucky. But because we got a brown snake under the tarp the other day, I think it's worth checking all this rubbish out here because it could produce the goods. So we're just at the first spot now. We're gonna head out and check. I've never been to this spot before, so hopefully it produces the goods. Oh, brown snake straight away. Are you serious? No way. Look at that. First piece of tin. I don't even know if the GoPro was on for that. As if. There you go.
First brownie for the day. Have a go at that. As if, under the first piece of tin. All right, I don't know if the GoPro was working, but the first piece of tin for the day, we've got this cranky little eastern brown snake at this new spot. You can see the nice subtle orange bands. He's quite derpy because it's cold. It's the middle of winter. But once he's in the sun for a bit longer, he'll sort of start perking up. That is sick though. The first time checking this spot, literally the first piece of tin, and it wasn't even that good of a piece of tin. Nice little sub-adult eastern brown. This is a bit bigger than the one we saw the other day. But yeah, that is a beautiful snake. Such a nice, clean looking animal. Like, that is a good snake. Eastern browns are so underrated, and it's sick to be able to flip one under tin in winter. I actually, like, a lot of snakes you don't find under tin in winter, but this is the first winter I've actually sort of put in a bit of time trying to find eastern browns out in Western Sydney. And yeah, we've got 2 so far, which is not bad at all. Look at those bands there, you can see them well. What a snake. So that banded animal we saw the other day, this is probably what this animal would have started out looking like. And you can see, you know, once they get a bit of size, they sort of lose that coloration a bit. And he'll probably be, I don't know, once he grows another foot long or so, he'll probably be almost fully brown. But it's quite common for these young ones out here in Western Sydney to have those subtle orange bands. That's a beautiful snake. Very good. We're going to chuck him back under the tin and see if we can turn up any others.
Decent sheet here. Million ants.
All right, so we just got to the next spot, and while our mate was waiting for us, he went for a little flip, and he found a little friend underneath this board waiting for us. A nice little yellow-faced whip snake, which is one of the targets for the day. He's about to slither off. Beautiful little yellow-faced whip snake, one of the most common elapids out in this part of Sydney, but it was a target for the day, and he's going to boost. That's sick. All right, so you can see this little whippy. He's out on the move. He's finally sitting still. Beautiful snake. And yeah, these guys are one of the most common species out here. They smash lizards. It's not uncommon to find multiple as well in a small area. So there was 2 right here next to each other. You can hear we're right next to the road, which is sick. But yeah, decent sized snake, real clean looking. Yeah, that's 2 of the targets for the day. Oh, the bong there. Oh yeah, he's gonna slither off and we're gonna keep flipping. That's sick.
I missed these on my last time here, so that's fucking cool.
Oh, that's mad.
Would it be brown?
Nah. Red nape. That's so sick.
All right, it didn't take too long at this next spot to turn up a beautiful little red nape snake, Furina diademia. This was the 3rd target for the day, which is sick. Yeah, this is sick. We're killing it today. 3 species already in winter under artificial cover is not bad at all. It's quite a dull red nape. You can see the size. That's an adult snake. It's quite a dull one. They can become really nice and really vivid. This is the first red nape I've seen at this spot, which is awesome. Under a little, quite common in the Cumberland Plains and out in Western Sydney. Typically sort of sleep under in termite mounds and in abandoned ants nests and stuff, and they smash skinks. That they love skinks. And there are species that a lot of people actually that live out here don't even know about. They're a really secretive, elusive snake. I guarantee 90% of the people that live in Western Sydney do not, or in Sydney in general, do not know that this snake is here. And we're gonna see if we can turn up any more, because this isn't even the spot that we were hoping to turn one up. So yeah, very good.
Yeah? See how many we can get, eh?
Flip these mats and just come out with a massive haul of snakes. We've got another adult yellow-faced whip snake. That's the 3rd one for the day. We also got a little juvenile that I'll show in a sec. You can see the nice faint coppery stripe down this one's nape as well. Such beautiful snakes. And yeah, we just cleaned up in this little stack of mats. Look at this. This is the next little baby whippy. Hang on, let me get the size, man. Look at that. Tiny little whip. Another one under the mats, but yeah. Look at all these red nape snakes. We just literally flipped 6 of these things under all these mats. I've been to this mat spot before and I've never seen a red nape here, even though I know it's good for them. But yeah, there's been 6 and 2 whip snakes all just ruminating under these mats, and you can see they're all relatively similar looking. But this one looks particularly nice. Look at the size. Like, they're all small. These are all adult snakes. Really sick to see this many of them. Like, look at that. It's like the ground is moving. That is a sick way to start the day. We're up to 12 snakes already. Look at that. They're all just moving at the same time. All right, so you would have last seen us today when we were out flipping all those snakes out west. We came back and chilled out for a bit, and then we're like sitting at home. We're like, nah, got to head out tonight for a quick squiz. It's cold, but we're at the reliable spot where even in the middle of winter, you can still find broadtail geckos, Philurus platurus, beautiful Sydney endemic species, really common. And this is only a small one. They get a lot bigger, but it's doing quite well at this size to still have its tail. A lot of the leaf tails you see have regen tails, which look like they lose the spikes and it looks almost patternless. It's weird. And another really interesting thing with these guys is that they get, if I can zoom in, those mites, those red mites on them, which is, yeah, seems to be a special thing with leaf tails, or they're always covered in them. Really good camouflage, and it's honestly insane seeing any reptiles out in this weather. It's the middle of winter, it's after dark, it's cold as, like, this rock is freezing to touch. I wish I brought my temp gun. Probably gonna be the last reptile for this winter herping video. By the time you're watching this, I'll be in Southeast Asia, hopefully finding a bunch of cool snakes if I'm lucky. And yeah, there's no doubt gonna be some videos coming from Southeast Asia over the next few weeks. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you when we're back from Asia.